This video was supposed to start off with me coming home from the airport where I was going to document my whole process of overcoming jet lag. Oh my god, that is such a mouthful. Unfortunately, I didn't overcome the jet lag and I crashed. So I had to scratch the entire video concept that I had been planning for weeks and start over. I honestly should have known. I had been traveling for like 2 days prior, so I was doomed from the start to crash. So this video is kind of all over the place, but I did unpack my suitcases, which was part of the original video concept. So let's cue the montage. It's almost midnight, and I think I'm done for the day. Oh my gosh, I realize this might be really confusing for some of y'all, and you might be like, why is she crying? There is a reason. Long story short, my mom lives in Japan and I live in the States. And remember like 3 years ago when COVID began, all the countries like closed their borders? And I'm not trying to speak for the Japanese government, like I could totally be wrong, but I'm guessing because Japan is like in a pretty vulnerable spot with population declining and just the demographic in general. There's a lot more elders than like young people. So Japan was like one of the last countries to like lift their borders up. I do have a Japanese citizenship. I was born there, but my passport expired, so I couldn't enter the country. I mean, technically I could have renewed my passport through the embassy, but I think it was like super backed up, so I just waited. But in October 2022, they lifted their borders up and I flew in November. I did renew my passport once I got to Japan, and now it's a red one. A red passport just means it's good for 10 years. Oh my god. I had 2 jobs before I left for Japan, so I actually quit my sushi job and then I went on leave at Starbucks. And my bachelor's program is entirely online, and I was gone for 2 months and I was reunited with my mom for the first time in 3 years. Now I'm back and this is what this video is about. So I hope that makes sense, especially for all the crying and vulnerable clips that you'll see. Hi guys, so guess who started their period? My bathroom is actually being fixed right now. My dad is doing something. So that's literally what it looks like. A mess. I'm gonna be honest, I'm feeling a little overwhelmed. It's a little insane. And this is how the bathroom is looking. I hate cleaning the toilet. It's 1 o'clock and I just finished deep cleaning my room. I'm so sweaty. I feel disgusting. Like my entire back is like completely sweaty. I wasn't planning on deep cleaning my room today, but it just kind of happened that way and I'm exhausted. And I'm gonna take a bath. It's my first day back at work And it's also my first day driving in like 2 months. I'm a little nervous, but it's okay. It's not so bad. I remember how to drive. I was honestly so nervous, but I actually feel like I'm a better driver. Girly, I can still drive, I can still park. I think people from TikTok thought I quit Starbucks, but girly, no, it's my first day back. I was just on leave and oh my god, I got the work on do not disturb notification on my phone. I'm actually back. I emailed my therapist last night and I was like, hey, just like wanted to let you know that I'm back and Happy New Year. And she responded back. And so I'm actually seeing her in half an hour and I am so excited. I just finished my therapy session and I wanted to talk about it. It had been like 10 weeks since I last saw my therapist, so I missed her so much. She immediately was like, I don't know what happened in Japan, but you seem a lot more just everything. And I told her how I felt like I was really patient these past few years. For the longest time I was like working on myself, and that gets pretty exhausting, you know. You're just kind of like, okay, like I'm waiting for my reward and it wasn't coming. I just knew like I just needed to be a little bit more patient, whether that meant a few months or a year or whatever. I feel like that cycle just completed. That's the best way I would explain it. Okay, so it's been 2 weeks since I've been back and I'm gonna be honest, it was a pretty difficult transition. I felt so bad my first week because I had all these like friends like hitting me up to hang out, and as much as I wanted to like see everybody and hang out with my friends, I just like really needed a few days to be alone and like be a hermit, and I felt really guilty about it. But my therapist reminded me that I am going through a pretty deep emotional transition, so it's actually good that I listened to my body, and I'm really proud of myself for prioritizing my needs because I am a recovering people pleaser. I also miss my mom, of course. I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't really planning on talking about this part of the trip because it's really not my favorite topic to talk about, but the comments I got on like my TikTok videos with me and my mom kind of changed my perspective, because a lot of these girls similar to my age were commenting similar experiences they had, and to me like that meant the world because I felt less alone. And so I'm hoping maybe if I talk about this, other people can relate to my situation and maybe it'll help them feel a little better too. It's always hard when my mom and I separate. I think it places this reminder of how much time we've lost together and how much time we will continue to lose. I didn't really see a lot of my mom in my adolescence, so it's something that she and I grieve a lot. My parents are incredible people and I have like the best mother in the world, but unfortunately like life is really complicated, and no matter how much like my mom and I want the same situation, not every family has that privilege of staying together or living in the same country. But you know, like one thing my family has shown me time and again is we really love one another and we really support everyone's own individual journey. My parents are separated, but we all have like a group chat with me and my brothers and them. So I wouldn't say like the situation is consumed with sadness, but more so grief. It's like this continuous waves of grief while also accepting this very heartbreaking journey of growing older without the person that you love the most. It's not the easiest thing to navigate. I was in denial of the trauma for most of my adolescence, if not the entirety of it. But looking back now, I definitely suffered a lot from depression, anxiety, and low self-esteem because of it. And it's also a hard thing to process in general because like once you stop seeing someone, then that becomes like your new reality. But how do you accept something so fundamental as like losing a parent? I don't know. I think with age I'll get better at recognizing things that I suppressed when I was like 10 or 11, but to be honest, I do feel like I've done a lot of individual work. I think in the future, if I were to put myself in triggering situations, then yes, like obviously trauma will be reintroduced in some disguise. But having been in consistent therapy for like over 2 years now, I do feel the most like confident and secured I've ever felt in my life. Healing is hard, it's not linear, it's a lot of grief, discomfort, excruciating pain, but I promise if you like do the hard work, you're gonna come to peace with like a lot of things. I hope you guys enjoyed my first ever YouTube video since relaunching my YouTube page. If you made it this far, thank you, I love you. If you have any video recommendations, then please comment them below. And if you'd like to see more content from me, then please make sure to subscribe and thumbs up this video. Seriously, like thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for watching my video, and I'll see you guys very, very soon.